What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. I hope you guys are having a great day. Sorry I am being blinded right now by the sun, but I hope you guys are having a great day. Hopefully you guys are gonna get a good lift in. Hopefully you either got a good lift in or you're gonna, and if it's a rest day for you like it is for me, then take advantage of that. Recover properly, get your food in, drink your water, all that great stuff, because starting tomorrow you gotta push yourself for the following week and keep going. But like I said, today is a rest day. I mentioned it yesterday after legs as well. Today is my first rest day in like 5 days, purely because I was coming back from my New York trip and I wanted to get back into it and stay consistent, and I didn't want to take any breaks because I took a few breaks while I was in New York. So today is the first rest day since then, and honestly I can tell it was well needed. I'm pretty much sore like all over, especially last night. Like every part of my body was like tired. So that is something that you definitely have to take into account. It's something that a lot of people don't realize, honestly, when they're like kind of just staying consistent. They don't even realize how tired their body is. But recovery days, especially when you're a natural bodybuilder, are so important, not just naturally, but also when you're lowering your food, like on a diet. It is super important to get your rest days in and get enough sleep, because your body just doesn't have all the utilities to repair your body as it normally does. So like if you're eating a lot of food, your body can repair itself even if you aren't getting as many rest days or aren't sleeping as much, because you have all this food, all this fuel for your body to recover. But when it comes to, for example, sorry, I couldn't even see there for a second. But when it comes to dieting down, you have less food. You need to take advantage of your rest days. You need to take advantage of your sleep. So that is something that I have been working on. But that is not necessarily the point of this video. If you guys have seen some of my videos before, you might notice this is a different car. My car this morning is getting serviced. So I'm in a rental car that they gave me. And because of that, I wasn't expecting to have that amount of time this morning. I figured I would just go on a nice drive and talk to you guys about something that has kind of been on the forefront of my mind recently, especially getting back into being consistent after a few days of really not being my normal self and a few days of not doing what I normally do. I think I've started to realize that habits matter so much more than you think they do. Habits are the thing that your body reverts to when it doesn't necessarily know what to do. And that's something that so many people don't realize. They build up these bad habits, and then when they're in a time of stress, or when they're in a time of just being so busy they can't even think, they go straight back to those bad habits. They eat out, they eat junk food, they smoke, they drink, they do all these things that are very negative for their body, even though when they aren't in those times of stress, they might be able to kind of lock in a little bit. Maybe they don't drink as much, maybe they eat a little healthier, they don't eat out as much. But in the end of the day, that's not their habit. Their habits are going out, drinking, eating out, and all that stuff. So they think it's what they have to do when they're stressed out, when they're busy, when they have all these negative things going on, because you're gonna have negative things going on in your life. They revert back to those bad habits. So if I could give one piece of advice, something that I kind of have been working on for the past 4 years of my fitness journey, is breaking those bad habits and building up better ones. Now, I have not been perfect since I started working out. I mean, I would argue that I was more focused in the first year of my fitness journey than I was in last year's, the third year of my fitness journey. Now, this year, of course, I've been very focused, and more so focused than I even was back then, but it's just different, and it kind of makes you realize that you make so much more progress when you're really focused and you have those good habits. For example, when I first started out, I look at pictures and I'm like, wow, I got really lean. That's probably some of the leanest I've ever gotten to. And that was obviously in order to lose the weight that I had. If some of you don't know, I was overweight, very, very much so, when I was like 17 years old. And I was able to fix that, obviously, by tracking my calories, doing a ton of cardio, working out for the first time, and being consistent, and it worked. And then when it comes to like my third year of my fitness journey, which was last year, I was not as focused. I was eating too much food. I wasn't getting a lot of sleep. I was going out, I was drinking, I was doing all these things. And then I look back on it a year later, not even a year later, I look back on it 8 months later, like this past May, and I'm like, what was I doing? I was wasting my time. I was not focused. I thought I was focused, but I really wasn't. And I'm fortunate that I kind of have that hindsight and I learned a lesson from it. But going back to habits and breaking your old bad habits and building up new good ones, it's just so important, because I didn't necessarily have the best habits when I was going through that period of going out, drinking, eating too much food, etc. But you know what habit I stuck to throughout all of that was lifting every single day, or doing something physical every single day. Even if I would go out later that night, I would still have worked out that day. And that is what I think kind of saved me throughout all that, is even though I was stressed or whatever, even though I wasn't locked in, even though I wasn't doing all the things I possibly could do to benefit my fitness journey, I was still working out every single day. And that's something that a lot of people, when they enter those times of stress, or when they enter those times of anything else kind of, then they don't work out. They don't do anything. They kind of abandon everything that they have worked towards just because they're stressed out, just because they're busy. And so I'm fortunate that I've built up the good habit of working out. That's something that is just so simple, it seems like, to, I'm sure, most of you who are watching this, or most of you who have worked out consistently in their life. It seems like an easy thing to do, but when you're first starting out, building that habit every single day of doing something physical or going to the gym and lifting weights, it really is life-changing, honestly. Now, even if you aren't so focused on your nutrition, even if you aren't so focused on anything else, if you are just focused on the gym, I can almost guarantee that you are going to make progress. You're going to see a difference in your life, not just physically, but mentally. Since going to the gym, mentally wise, I have seen a light year of difference in my thought process, how I handle difficult times, all these things. I think the gym really is a incredible place for a lot of people, even the ones that have never been. It could really change your life, and it's important to build those habits, build the good habits that will last you a lifetime, that will give you stuff that you can look forward to. I mean, I can look forward to the progress I make in a year because I know that these good habits that I have right now, like tracking my calories, trying to get enough sleep, doing my cardio every day, working out every day, these habits are gonna benefit me. And I'm starting to work on new habits too, like filming these videos or filming content for TikTok or Instagram or anything like that. Being more social, that's another habit that is awesome, and a lot of people don't realize how much it can help you in the future. So think of these bad habits you have. I have bad habits. I consistently didn't get enough sleep, and that's something I'm trying to break and work on right now. But there's always things you can fix. Your life isn't perfect, but remember, when you put in the time to fix those bad habits, you're gonna see a difference. You're gonna see benefits, and those benefits can last you a lifetime if those habits truly are like habits that you stick to no matter what. Habits that you stick to no matter what, you will see the difference for the rest of your life. So that's kind of all I wanted to kind of bring up. I wanted to bring up how important stuff like that is, no matter what you're going through, no matter what your hobbies are, whether it's not working out, whether it's all these things. It's better to have kind of neutral habits that aren't necessarily benefiting you, but not hurting you. There's so many people I know, so many of my close friends that have habits that genuinely are not good for your future health, for anything like that. And so if I could leave you guys with one piece of advice on this rest day, it is do not have habits that make your life harder. For example, smoking. You become addicted to this substance. It's making your life harder. Drinking. It's not good for your health. Everyone knows that. It makes the next day unproductive. It's just wasting your life. Now, obviously, people are going to watch this and be like, okay, well, if you're young, you want to have fun, you want to do all this stuff. I disagree purely because when you're young, it is the only time that you really have to put your head down, grind for long periods of time that you are not able to when you're older and more tired and have more responsibilities. When you're young, you can do so many different things, and I think everyone needs to take advantage of that, and then they can enjoy their lives when they have these good habits built up over decades of their life. But I'm sorry for ranting about that. I wasn't really sure what else I would do video-wise for a rest day. Later today I'm gonna go to the gym and hit some cardio, and then also some abs later, but that's gonna be after work. I work here in like 2 hours, so I'm gonna go home and make some food. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was a little bit of a different one, obviously, and that's okay because I'm trying out new things. You guys should try out new things, and who knows, it might change your life for the better, just like this content might change my life for the better. I hope you guys try something new, and it might make your life better. Try working out more consistently. Try a better split. Try tracking your macros. I promise you, if you do stuff like that, it will be so noticeable, especially in the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months. It will be unrecognizable. I promise you that. Going into winter, you could change your life for the next whole year. So think about that. Think about your habits. Reassess them and try and break those bad habits. That's all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below any content ideas you have or any questions you have for me. I will respond to those. And remember, keep working hard towards your goals, because if you don't have goals, you have nothing. And to make people remember your name. Peace out, guys. See you tomorrow.